Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Rogers Radio Podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers. Today, we are with Amanda Hutchins, who is with the Medical Reserve Corps. And if you haven't heard of this foundation or this organization, you're going to get to know about it today. They're doing amazing things for the community. Thank you so much for coming on today, Amanda.
Thank you for having me.
Sharing all of this with us, because I think it's a really important cause that you are doing, and I want everyone to know about it. So first, let's open up. We had a conversation, everyone watching and listening, we had a conversation just before we started recording, and I'm excited for her to share her background and her story and everything that they're doing. But I want you guys to understand what this organization is. What is the Medical Reserve Corps?
Well, we're a group of medical and non-medical volunteers that go out and help during disasters and with public health emergencies. We're part of the Virginia Department of Health. We're their volunteers. We've been out during COVID and we help manpower those. Mm-hmm. We did COVID testing, call regulations to let everybody know when their vaccine would be in. We go out during natural disasters. We were originally formed when 9/11 happened, and the state had just the outpouring of help for 9/11, and they were basically medical personnel, and they didn't have a way to manage them, so they came up with the Medical Reserve Corps. So we're just the management system for the volunteers that want to go out and help during emergencies or public health disasters. Like now we go out and we're teaching Revive. That's a program being pushed. It's on opiate overdoses. Mm-hmm. It teaches you the signs of opiate overdose, what opiates are, because some people don't know all the different opiates that are out there, how to recognize the overdose, and how to respond to it with the drug naloxone, or some people know it as Narcan, nasal spray to reverse the overdose until 911 can get there. We actually have a class coming up in South Boston this Saturday, the 17th, at the Cardinal Center. That's the YMCA. If you want to join us, you can just call me at 804-914-2608, and I can get you on. It's free. We don't charge anything. We're partnering with Southside Behavioral Health. They'll be there, and they'll actually provide the drug Narcan at no charge. So after you receive this class, you'll leave with that. And we think that's very important because, unfortunately, it's become a problem, and people are starting to overdose in public places. So we're always trying to get out as much as we can to help. Besides Revive, we actually go out and teach You're the Help Until Help Arrives, and that's a free class too. If anybody wants me to come, I can teach it to their organization. I come to you. So I can just come with all my testing equipment and have everything set up, and I teach the class in your area. I've been to churches and I've done it.
So what is the class? What happens in this class that you're talking about?
Revive.
Okay, so Revive. Okay.
Or Until Help Arrives.
Until Help Arrives. So that's the same.
They're two different classes. Okay. Revive is the one on opiate overdoses. Okay. And You're the Help Until Help Arrives is a class that actually teaches you what to be prepared to tell 911. But the 911 operator is still going to walk you through it. It's, just like a fire drill at school, you practice it.
And that's if anything happens, it's teaching you of what to do respond. When you call. Wow.
Yeah, it teaches you how to call 911, how to assess the scene to make sure you're safe first. It also teaches you how to apply pressure to stop the bleeding correctly until someone gets there, how to basically pack a wound, and how to basically stay safe during an emergency, the things that you need to have for you and your family in your home.
What are the typical ages you see in those classes? Because I think that's so important for children, too.
I know. With Revive, you have to be 18 or older to participate in that. Until Help Arrives, there is no age limit.
Okay.
We're hoping soon to get into the schools. They're coming up with a program where we can teach Revive to the students because there's so many opiate overdoses in high schools and things. They're making that to where I believe it's 2005, 2006 school year. You have to have that as a graduation requirement. But they're trying to not make it there, add some more things in there geared towards the kids than what I teach currently.
Right.
But I have a lot of parents attend that want to
Great.
know about it, and they get the information. And if Southside Behavioral Health's with me, they also get the Narcan at no charge. And they take that back home with them for whatever reason they need to, and they share that information with their kids and things.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is becoming a huge issue in our local communities today, and this is truly a crisis. And so,
Yes.
having this class and allowing people to come and just know what to do, because so many people are affected, and we want to. August is Overdose Awareness Month. Is that correct? It is, and so you're gearing it all around that, and just being there to help. And then having the class for an emergency in general is so fantastic, because a lot of us, you never think it's going to happen to you. And then,
It does.
something happens, and you hope that the people that are around know what to do right, to help you, or that you can help someone if something were to happen. So that's really fantastic. Thank you for your work on that.
And we always want to share it because people are often scared too to help because they are scared they're going to mess something up. Helping you, you can't make things worse.
Right.
But just to alleviate that fear, we also have that class that we offer to people.
Yeah. And so how long are these classes? What are the times?
Well, for Revive, it can be between an hour and a half, depending on how many questions they have. Until help arrives can take up to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Also, that's like the max that we allow, depending on people's questions and interactions. But it could be as short as an hour and 30 minutes.
And where can people go to find all of this information?
They can actually go to the Virginia Department of Health's website. There's a link that says MRC, or they can call me again at 804-914-2608, and I'll be happy to provide you any information.
Awesome. And so how long have you been with MRC?
I've only been with the MRC for 6 months.
6 months. And you've accomplished a lot in these 6 months.
Yes, I have.
You were telling me that you have a background in teaching. And so as Amanda said it, she said, teaching is my jam.
Yes, I love it.
I can only imagine how wonderful the classes are that you teach, because it sounds like you really have a passion for it. How did you get into this?
Actually, I've stepped back from teaching so I could take care of my family more. And I just happened to find the position while I was looking. I was like, this sounds awesome. I can do this. It's right up my alley. And I got super excited when I found out I didn't know at first that I was going to teach all these different classes. I was like, yeah, I get to still teach for free. Yay!
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah. And so what advice, or what would you like to tell anyone that has someone that is addicted to opioids and they don't know what to do? What would be the advice that you give them at this very moment?
Well, first of all, I would say reaching out and taking a Revive class. They may not be receptive to it at all, but you can still have that on hand to help, because the only way to get opiates out the system is time. And that's the problem. You don't have enough time to get it out your system before it shuts your nervous system down and you can't breathe anymore. That's the big problem. It stops your breathing. It slows those receptors down. And they go, oh, I don't have to do nothing. Well, now you're not breathing. And so you come to the class. Always just keep continuing to offer them support. Say, I'm here for you. I can get this. Southside Behavioral Health is a great place to go for suicide prevention, any of that. They are great to work with on opiate overdoses. They go by a scale. So don't worry, they will find a way to help you and cover that. Just constantly keep being there for them and encouraging them, because it takes up to 7 times of rehab to fully kick. So don't give up. Just keep going and stick with them.
Yeah.
They're looking for help. It's just, it's hard to ask for it.
Absolutely.
And if you're showing that you care and continue to care, then they have a reason to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And these classes, you have one in South Boston on Saturday, and we'll put all the information for that in the link so people can get all that. But you also serve other communities.
Yes.
What are the other ones?
I serve Halifax, Mecklenburg, and Brunswick. I serve all 3 counties. And I have a Revive class coming up in Clarksville on September 20th. That's a Friday from 6 until 8. I'll be doing that also at the YMCA, the Distant Lake Country Learning Center. It was really sweet and stayed open for me late so I could do this class. I have one coming up in Chase City on October the 3rd at the Estes Center. That one is on Thursday, I believe. And that one's from 6 to 7:30 as well as the one in Clarksville. But anywhere that I can come, I go.
Okay.
If you guys would like to have me, I
right.
can come to you guys and I can teach all your staff and employees about Revive. It's just getting us out there and known because we haven't been known that much.
And you're looking for volunteers. So
Yes.
if people want to get involved and help out with this, tell us a little bit about the volunteers you're looking for.
We're looking for all types of volunteers. We're definitely in need of volunteers that speak Spanish. We need to use them as interpreters if they didn't mind. If the situations came up, it may not be a disaster, but recently we just participated in a Hispanic community fair and we had 2 interpreters, and that was kind of hard for the 4 people because we wound up serving over 120 people that day in Rapid Revive. That's a short course that we do that only takes about 10 minutes, just so we can get it in and over with to get the people. We were doing it on their lunch break. It was awesome though. They were very receptive and happy and pleased to have us and appreciative that we were showing them resources for them. We're always looking for nurses, medical students. This is a great way for you to get medical credits or nursing credits as well, because we do offer trainings online. You can take them at your own pace, and some of them are medical credits and nursing credits. Doctors, nurses, dentists, acupuncturists, behavioral specialists. We need all of these when we respond during emergency disasters because we need to sometimes run shelters. Like we were going to run one. We were called in South Hill when they had the Neutrina fire plant. We were put on standby to help with the American Red Cross shelter that was there. And what's great about our organization is you can go online to va.mrc.gov and you can apply to be a volunteer there. And we only have 2 requirements, and those are training requirements. They're both offered online, so you can take them at your own pace. One is orientation, so you kind of learn about who we are and what you're going to do. The second one is cybersecurity, because we always want to make sure, because we are the Virginia Department of Health, that we're keeping people's public information, personal information safe. So we just ask you to take that so you're knowledgeable. And then we do a background check and you're deployable. And what's really great about the MRC is you don't have any required hours that you have to volunteer each month. You volunteer when you can and what you like for. We send you out a little text message of things that we're doing. And then you click I'm available or I'm not available. So it's up to you when you can help and how you can help. And we're always looking for people who want to teach Revive. We're looking for Revive trainers and CPR instructors. That way we can get CPR out into the community for free at no charge. You wouldn't be able to get recertification. We'd have to charge for that because that's like $5 for the American Heart. But if you just want the knowledge, that's free.
Wow. So many ways to get involved. So many great things happening. Thank you so much for everything that you all do and how you're really giving back to this community and helping individuals in times of need. So I just appreciate everything you do. I appreciate you coming and talking with us today.
I appreciate you having us.
Yes. And everyone, we will put the links to everything. Attend the classes. I know that there are so many people in our community that have been hit with this crisis and know loved ones. And we want to make sure that we can take care of them and help them out. And so thank you, Amanda.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of the Rogers Radio podcast. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, like all the things. And we will talk to you next week. Bye.